The House of Mirrors. In the heart of an ancient, mist-covered city stood a mansion whose history was as twisted and dark as the winding streets that led to its forsaken doorstep. It was known among the townsfolk as the House of Mirrors, not only for the countless reflective surfaces that adorned its interior, but for the way it seemed to reflect the darkest facets of the soul. It was upon a particularly dreary night that I, driven by an insatiable curiosity mingled with an unshakable dread, approached the foreboding structure. The moon, a mere sliver in the sky, cast an eerie pallor over the mansion, its ivy-encrusted walls whispering secrets of ages past. The gate, a twisted mass of iron, stood ajar, as though inviting me into its depths. I should have turned back, should have heeded the countless tales of those who entered and never returned. But something propelled me forward, into the maw of madness. The door creaked open at my touch, revealing a grand hall lined with mirrors. Each reflected my image, yet with each step I took, my reflections began to distort, taking on grotesque forms, their eyes gleaming with malevolence. I attempted to flee, but the hall seemed to stretch on indefinitely, a labyrinth of reflected horror. Whispers filled the air, voices that were not my own, each uttering unspeakable things. My heart raced, my breath became ragged. Yet I could not escape the multitude of staring eyes. In my frenzied flight, I stumbled into a room devoid of mirrors. Relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. In the center of the room stood a singular large mirror, its surface swirling like liquid obsidian. Compelled by a force I could not comprehend, I approached. The reflection that greeted me was not my own. It was a spectre, a twisted visage of fear and sorrow, its eyes piercing into my very soul. The air grew colder, the whispering voices crescendoing into a cacophonous roar. I tried to avert my gaze, to flee from the nightmare before me, but I was rooted to the spot. The figure in the mirror reached out, its hand pressing against the glass, and to my horror, it began to pass through the surface, reaching for me with fingers of shadow. In that moment, I felt an icy grip around my heart, a terror so profound that it threatened to consume me entirely. With every ounce of strength left in my body, I tore myself away from the mirror and ran, not daring to look back. The house seemed to quake with fury as I stumbled out into the night, the echoes of those whispered voices trailing behind me. Once outside, I did not stop running until the House of Mirrors was but a distant silhouette against the night sky. Exhausted, I collapsed, my breaths coming in sharp gasps. It was then, in the quiet of the night, that I realized the truth. The mansion had not been reflecting our darkest selves, but revealing them. I had come face to face with my own deepest fears, my own darkness. The House of Mirrors holds up a mirror to the soul, and what we see can haunt us for the rest of our days. I never returned to the mansion, nor did I speak of what transpired there. Yet, even now, when I catch my reflection in a mirror, I cannot help but wonder what truly lies beyond the glass, in the depths of our own reflection.